Good day, Ma'am, and to my fellow classmates. I am Mhea A. Sumampong,
I am Viame-Ji Tero.
I am Reno James Racaza.
and we are Group 9. Schools play an important role in preparing our children for adult roles. They also have the power to impact the quality of our education. After the Second World War, schools were considered as formal organizations that are structured to accomplish organizational goals. Wikipedia defined school as an educational institution designed to provide learning spaces and learning environments for the teaching of students under the direction of teachers. Most countries have systems of formal education which is sometimes compulsory. There are many theories that try to explain the nature of the school organization. Among them, social systems theory has been one of the most realistic models for schools.
Social system. So Talcott Parson was the first formulator of social system. And Parson stated that social systems are based on interpersonal relationships regardless of their size and complexity, and they consist of individual actors interacting in a culturally structured system full of shared symbols. A social system refers to events and dealings of the members of a particular group or groups composed for a mutual determinations. So Parsons, Getzels, Guba, Lippam, Campbell, Oy, and Meskel were the leading researchers that adapted this theory to school. According to Getzels and Guba, social systems have two dimensions of interdependency and interaction. The first dimension is related to the specific rules and anticipations that will aid in fulfilling the goals of the system. The second dimension is concerned with the individuals with specific qualities and need disposition occupying the system whose interactions include observed conduct. So school as a social system. Schools had features of both rational and natural systems, and also have strong relationships with their external environment that stems from the dependence on their resources and accountability.
Rational systems perspective views organizations as machines built to achieve some desired ends. They often focus on how to mold every aspect of an organization specifically in order to ensure it's working well and stably. Within rational systems, there are hierarchies of authority, division of labor, work specialization, rules, and regulations. All these types are typically associated with bureaucracy. Organizations assign specific rules to individuals independent of their personality. So, employees follow the instructions they receive and produce only the appropriate outputs that are required to continue running the organization. Thus, rational system is formal organization. Advocates of natural system contradicted to the idea of rational system because they believe that humans are not simple and they cannot be expected to always be rational. Natural systems propose that organizations, in fact, strive to survive and the goals are meaningful as long as they help the organization's survival. Natural systems emphasize the human side of organizations and they reject the dualism that splits people and organizations. These people learn each other's personal life details about habits, feelings, etc. Some people are liked and respected, while others are not. People who are followed have informal authority over others. Thus, natural system is informal organization.
Generally, to understand a social system as a whole, one should look at both formal and informal organization. So according to Getzels, Lippam, and Campbell, social system cannot survive without an informal organization that allows maintenance of group cohesion through regulating the willingness to serve and the stability of objective authority.
Physically, in our lives, we can live without education. However, it is education that gives the best way to make things easier. Improving knowledge, skills, and narrowing the ability of individuals. Therefore, a school as a social system leads a great impact and helps us to decide what is the best for ourselves, to our society, and as well as in our loving country. Then school as a social system plays an important part in helping diverse individuals to see themselves, to be themselves as a citizen and therefore to internalize skills, norms, and rules for managing personal and social conflict. And as a result, through the school as a social system, students develop and learn about the intersecting social systems of which they are a part. Conflict is all around them. They develop understanding about interpersonal and social conflict, about procedures for handling it, and for them to be on the process of what we call lifelong learning.
A classroom is a social system because of the interactions between teachers and students and between students themselves. Classrooms take up much of the physical structure of the institution. The teacher and students are the primary inhabitants in a classroom. The organization of the classroom, like sitting, work groups, location, leadership style, class size, and student kinds, has an impact on the connections between job holders and the responsibilities they play. As a result, the activities that take place in the classroom are affected. Every classroom has its own atmosphere and social structure.
The impact of school as a social system to the school and community. It gathers learners and parents with common goal as education. It advocates sharing diversity of cultures. It centers to human development, showcases of common achievements, foster relationships and human rights. It provides space to learning as the group, pairs, and individual. It also creates climate for debate and community development for both young and adults. It is also human total development, political science, and social networking. And lastly, it is essential to understand the world through education. Schools help to mold a diverse population into one society with a shared national identity and prepare future generations for their citizenship's rules. Social organizations such as schools can emerge when people interact within and outside of the organization. The relationships at school and within the community are essential to socializations and are involved in many vital processes. Education is an important subsystem of social system. It has a well-defined structure and set of rules and it affects other social systems. The economy, political organization, social stratification, culture, kinship, and social integration of any society are closely linked with education.
According to the functionalist viewpoint, the educational system is made up of numerous subsystems or sections, each with its own set of objectives. These components come together to form a complete system. For a smooth operation, each part is reliant on the others. When one portion fails, it has an impact on the others. Willard Waller listed 5 criteria for considering a school to be a social system.
It has personnel who contributes toward the school goals. It has a social structure as a result of social interaction within the school. It is represented and bound by a strong social relationship. It is bound by a feeling of belonging or the esprit de corps. It possesses its own culture or ways of doing things. As a result, we can define a school as a social system with a distinct boundary that divides it from the surrounding environment. It is, however, not a closed social system, it has a close link with the environment, and the two are mutually beneficial. So school provides pupils with the required life skills, information, and expertise to function in the society. And in order for the school to function, it is given resources such as building and staff.